Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Good morning to you. You live in a shoe. It is not the morning. It is 6:38 p.m. But I thought I'm gonna try to vlog throughout the evening tonight. Maybe get my vlog done a little bit early. It is Halloween Eve. Happy Halloween Eve to you. I just went and I did a review. I have my coffee right here. I'm gonna have to get my Christmas cup going on here soon. And I did a review of the Starbucks Great Pumpkin Latte. It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown Latte, which was funny because this morning, because yesterday's vlog, I woke up like at 6 o'clock in the morning and did it, right? So I came home and I was gonna like do all my videos early in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna lay back down just for a little bit with the pups because it was raining outside and it was nasty. And I was like, oh, I wanna get back into bed just for a little bit with the pups. And so I got back into bed with the dogs, and I was like, Boo Radley was like in like a little circle. He was so cute. And I was like, I'm going to watch a couple minutes of It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, because of course it's the countdown to Halloween. So I'm trying to watch all of my Halloween faves, which I just realized I usually every fall watch To Kill a Mockingbird, and I haven't watched it this year. And so I still want to watch To Kill a Mockingbird. I might watch it tonight. But anyway, I was in bed and I was like looking through YouTube to see if I could find It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and I couldn't find it anywhere on YouTube. The only thing I could find was this, like, they had the whole video, but it was like this animated room that had like a TV screen, and then on the TV screen, I don't know why they did it this way, on the TV screen was It's Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. It is so hot in here. It's actually cold outside. It's 48 degrees. It's rainy today. It is, the leaves are all wet and turning, and so it's very Halloween-y outside. But anyway, so I couldn't find, I just started watching that and I was like, this is so annoying to watch it this way. So instead I watched a little clip, of the scene where Sally and Linus are out in the pumpkin patch waiting for the Great Pumpkin, and everybody comes up, and why can't I think of her name? The real mean one on Charlie Brown. What's her name? Why can't I think of her name? She comes up. It's Linus's sister. Why can't I think of what her name is? I know people are like shouting it right now on the screen. But anyway, she comes up and says, you missed tricks or treats, and now you're going to miss the Halloween party. Remember that scene? That was the scene that I watched. And anyway, so I watched that, and then that was like 3 minutes and 22 seconds or something, and then I fell asleep. So that was my morning, and then I went to bed and I slept for a while and woke up, and it was so funny because our new comforter, like Pee-Pee likes to go, he always likes to go under blankets anyway, but he's been going underneath there, and he's been sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. And like today, Boo and Tucker got up, but Pee-Pee was still asleep, so I went underneath the blanket. It is literally like pitch black underneath there. I said, Pee-Pee, I go, it's so dark underneath there, and he just kept on sleeping. I go, Pee-Pee, wake up, Pee-Pee. And so finally he got up. But it was so dark under there. It was like he had the black, I think he likes to go underneath there because it's so dark. It's like having the blackout curtains, like pulled in your bedroom or hotel room or whatever. Like you can't see anything, it's so dark. I think that's what he likes about it. What is her name? Why can't I think? Linus, and I feel like it starts with an L. Listen to the bass on their car over there. Why can't I think of her name? Charlie Brown, Charlie, Peppermint Patty, Sally. I can't think of everybody else's names. Anyway, so I did that. Then I got up and took a shower, did my hair. Do y'all like my new shirt that I got at the Meijer? I got it at the Meijer the other night with Tanya. It was $14.99 on sale. And then I filmed a video for my drama channel. I filmed a video for my meditation channel, Peterisms. I filmed a video on my booktube channel. And then I left and I filmed my review channel. And now I am vlogging. And I'm just going to vlog for a little bit. And then I am going to get something at Whole Foods and take it home. And yeah, and then I think I'm going to do a live stream tonight. I might do a live stream on YouNow and then do another live stream on YouTube. We'll see. I don't know if I'll do both. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's been my day. We were like in this group text with like Melissa and Jason, Alex and I, and Aaron and Eric about tomorrow night, because we're doing this, like Melissa has her little Halloween, it's not a party, it's just like a chili dinner that she does. So she was asking us all about like what we want, and we were asking her like, you know, like should we bring stuff and whatever. So I think I'm gonna get something tomorrow to take over to that. I cannot believe it is Halloween. But I will say this, and especially doing like the review channel, because I've done so many Halloween reviews on the review channel, it feels like Halloween has been a long time coming this year. So, like I feel like when Halloween is over, I'll be ready for it. And this weekend we have Carlitos' birthday party. It's at some place that like they have like bounce houses and all this kind of fun stuff that you can do. So we're doing that this weekend. And then Alex and his friends tonight are getting together because it is his friend Jason that passed away. It's his birthday today. So they're getting together and they're doing like a commemoration dinner or something, just like his close group of friends. And so he was kind of sad about that today. I talked to him earlier and he was having kind of a hard time with that today. And I was like, if you want me to go with you, I'll go. And he was like, no, it's just kind of like, you know, those people that were like, I mean, I was friends with Jason, but I wasn't as close, like, as, you know, like this group that went to, like, they all went to the music festivals and the get-togethers and the gala dinners and stuff. And so it's just a small group of them, like 5 or 6, and they're going to go out to dinner, I guess, to one of, like, Jason's favorite places for his birthday, which I think is really nice, you know? So anyway, but Alex was kind of struggling with that today. He was like, I just didn't even realize how much I missed him until today. It is weird, you know? It just seems so weird that... Like with my friend Scotty, you know, Scotty had been in a nursing home for a long time. And I'd actually gone down, you know, like a couple years ago and seen him with my girlfriends. We had gone and like... he wasn't as bad then because we like met up, and but he was out of it completely. And at that time his mom had told us that they didn't think that he had much longer to go. So with Scotty I was kind of prepared, you know, even though it's still sad. I just was like, but with Jason, it was like this tragic car accident, you know, so it still feels weird that he's gone, you know? It just seems crazy. And since I didn't see him as much as Alex, so at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like, we had this a good friend of ours, Alex and I, but he was like really, I had known him through, you know, being sober and stuff, but he was a friend of Alex's too. And he died several years ago from meningitis. And it was like, you know, one day I saw him and then like the next week he was gone. And it just was so surreal. Like he got sick and he had like a bad cough. And he just was like feeling under the weather. And literally like a week later, you know, he was gone. I don't know, it's just, the world's a weird place, isn't it? That lip balm isn't down there anymore from last night. I don't remember grabbing it, so. I'm dying that I don't know what the Peanuts character is. I'm gonna have to look it up in just a second. But I have everything done, so I think I'm gonna do a live stream tonight, maybe on YouNow and YouTube, and then don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to listen to my audiobook. Oh my God, I have to listen to like 2 hours of it a day between now and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I figured out that I have to listen to like 2.5 hours a day to finish it in time. I'm hoping tonight I get really into it, and I'm like wanting to listen to that long of it, you know? So I was saying last night in my vlog that it was like Mel picked this book and all this kind of stuff. So Mel, she was watching the vlog today and she texted me and she goes, do not blame your procrastination on me. I was like, girl, don't even try. Don't even try. That you picked this humongously long book. What is going on out here? They're doing something in the rain. All these, is it soccer? Are they playing soccer in the rain? How miserable. God. I know parents are like super serious about their kids' sports and stuff like that. Oh my God, my brother-in-law Carlos, he is like, but their baseball, Carlitos' baseball is inside. And Carlitos is supposedly like really good for his age at baseball. But I gotta get him a birthday present. I don't even know what he wants. I need to text Liliana tonight and see if the kids are going trick-or-treating tomorrow night or if they're doing anything. Alex didn't say anything. I don't think his mom is going over there. I don't think anybody is going over there. My hand has been hurting lately. It's like sore, but it's like my left hand, which is weird because like, I mean, I'm right-handed. I need to have my dad look at it. I don't know, for those of you that don't know, my dad's a plastic surgeon, but he's his area of specialty, so he's a hand reconstructionist. So like when I was growing up, he did a lot of like, surgeries on like, well, he did a lot of carpal tunnel surgeries, but he also did a lot of stuff for like people that would like get their hands caught in mills and like factories, like they would get their, you know, hands torn apart and stuff like that. He did a lot of that kind of reconstruction and like severed veins and stuff like that from like just random accidents that would happen. I probably should just go over there and have a look at it. I think sometimes the kids or family members of doctors are the worst. We're like the last ones to go to the doctor, you know? I'm excited for tomorrow. I can't believe it's Halloween. But you know, like usually, like when the holidays come up, I talked about this a lot in 2018 on my vlogs, but like, you know, I would get sad. I'd feel like, well, summer's over and I didn't really do a bunch of summer stuff, you know, or Halloween's over and I didn't really do, it's kind of weird seeing myself in the camera, like with my hair done and on a shirt. I'm like, I actually do get ready sometimes, but on my vlog, I've always just got on like a hoodie and a, you know, a hat or whatever. But, what was I gonna say? In 2018, you know, I feel like in 2017 too, like I'm vlogging, like I would talk a lot about, you know, certain seasons coming up or like summer, like, oh, we didn't do a lot of summer stuff. We didn't do this, we didn't do that, whatever. Like this summer I only went to the pool once and I wasn't even that upset about it, you know? And, but I will say that like whenever I go out of town, like if it's someplace where it's warm or whatever, I always try to like go to the pool and swim and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited about going to Florida in a couple weeks. We're gonna stay on the beach. We're only going for a couple days, but it's for our friends, like dental exam, but what was I gonna say? yeah, like this Halloween, I feel like I did a lot of stuff. You know, we went to the pumpkin patch, even though that was like early. You know, I've reviewed a lot of pumpkin stuff. I've watched a lot of scary movies, a lot. I've watched like every Halloween movie, the franchise. You know, I've watched Hocus Pocus. I watched Medea, the movie. You know, I still have to finish Medea's the Halloween Boo 2 or whatever. I still have to finish that one. But I've watched a lot of, you know, Halloween movies and read a couple scary books, read a couple Halloween books, stuff like that. Like, I feel like I took you know what? I should go to, I was like, since I'm over here, I should go to the psychic tomorrow since it's on Halloween. But I feel like I took full advantage of Halloween this year, you know, and really enjoyed all the Halloween stuff that I wanted to do. And you know, the weird thing is, like, coming up on Christmas, there's not, like, tons of stuff that I want to do this Christmas. Like, I feel like last year I read so many, I mean, I do want to read Christmas books, but like if there's new ones out. But last year I feel like I read so many Christmas books. And I feel like we did some Christmassy things. Like, I don't feel like I missed out a whole lot last year, you know, on doing Christmas stuff. I swear, the heat in here is fantastic and the air conditioning here is fantastic in this car, but it is either hot or it is cold. Like, there's literally no in between. By the way, I want to give a little shout out to my good Judy Valerie. So Valerie had an accident at the car dealership. She took her car into the car dealership and she fell. And I think she like broke both of her feet and like and broke her ankle or sprained her ankle too. She's in 2 boots, you guys. She can hardly walk. I feel so bad for her. Her boyfriend is like really helping out, take care of her, but I just feel horrible for her. And I was talking to her yesterday and I was like, because I told her, I said, girl, I'm gonna come pick you up and I'll take you to the casino and put you in a wheelchair next week sometime. She was laughing. She's like, okay, that'd be nice, get out of here for a while. But I said, because I was like getting food for Alex and I said, can I call you tomorrow? Will you be around? She started laughing. She's like, I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm kind of here. You know, I can't go anywhere. So anyway, she's having such a hard time just like walking and I feel so bad for her. So please send out some positive vibes and prayers and love to my friend Valerie. She really needs it right now. That coffee tastes so good. Sometimes I just love coffee so much. I was talking about this in the meeting last night that, you know, since I've been sober, like one of the things I'm really grateful for is meeting coffee. And what I mean by that is like coffee that you get when you go to like a 12-step meeting, right? Well, it's one of the constants since I've been going to meetings for 24 years and 10 months, that getting a cup of coffee at a meeting, right? Like, it's just this constant. And you know, you walk into a meeting, you get a cup of coffee. Like Tanya and I always at our home group, we go into the kitchen, we get a cup of coffee, you know, and it's just like part of like, you know, what people do. Not everybody, but you know, a lot of people do. A lot of people get Starbucks and stuff and bring it, but I was, but you know, a couple years ago, I switched up all of my meetings and, I really, at that point in my life, I really needed to find a lot of gratitude. And so I started going to different meetings, and I went to meetings where, you know, a lot of the meetings that I go to now are on the north side of Indianapolis, where, in all honesty, people are very fortunate and very blessed to have, you know, nice lifestyles. You know, they live in nice houses, they drive nice cars, things like that. And it was important for me to go somewhere where, you know, I could see a different side of all of that. And so I started going to some different meetings. I went to a lot of meetings that they call Skid Row meetings, basically, that were in homeless shelters and things like that. And it was really, you know, it was eye-opening for me to see that. And it also made me realize, Peter, you have it really, really effing good. You know, you need to be so grateful for your life. When people are coming into meetings and they're like, literally, I just came because I wanted a warm cup of coffee, you know, and they're so grateful for that. Well, this one place that I went to meetings at, so the meetings that I go to, typically, you walk in and like everybody donates money, right? And so with that money, because 12-step programs are self-supporting, with that money that people donate, you pay rent for the room, like at the church or whatever, like you legit pay rent, and then for using it. But then you also take that money and you give it to like, it's hard to explain, but it goes back into the 12-step program. But it also pays for things like coffee. So like they'll buy coffee, and then every week there's like, I mean, my home group meeting has a huge coffee maker, decaf and regular, so you can have whichever one. Well, I was going to these meetings, and, you know, typically because it would be far away, I would drive through somewhere and get a fountain pop or take a bottle of water. I wasn't really thinking about the coffee when I would go, right? So I had gone to this one meeting a couple times, and I didn't really even think anything about the coffee, that there was no coffee. Like, I didn't even really think about it, right? And then one day I was in there, and this guy came in, and who was like the chairperson of the meeting, and he said, so-and-so bought a pot of coffee and donated it to the meeting tonight. So if anybody wants coffee, there's coffee. And like literally all these guys like stood up, right? And they went and got coffee. And I didn't really understand it. And so I was asking my friend, who's a chairperson, afterwards. I said, like, what's the deal with the coffee? And he goes, well, I mean, this meeting doesn't make enough money to just, you know, have coffee. Like, we don't do that. You know, this is a poor meeting. Because if there were 20 people in a meeting, you know, maybe 5 or 6 could donate money. The rest of the people, you know, or maybe if even that, couldn't afford to donate money to the meeting to cover rent and everything. And a lot of times the meeting would be in the hole financially. So there was no money for coffee, right? I mean, forget about coffee. So, but there was like, a little coffee like shop in this place where the coffee was, and they like would make pots of coffee, and you could buy a pot of coffee, and I think it was something like $3 for a pot of coffee. So if you wanted to buy a pot of coffee for the meeting, you could make it and then donate it, and then anybody that wanted coffee, it was such a nice thing, you know? And it really, a cup of coffee is a really small thing. We think about it, you know? But when it's something that you don't have, you become very grateful when you realize what you take for granted. And it's one way that gratitude has really, really worked in my life. And this one meeting that I started going to for a while, I took Tanya to it a couple times. It was because I was going to all candlelight meetings. There was something very peaceful and serene about going to candlelight meetings that, you know, would literally start at like 10:30 at night. And I went to this one meeting, and it was from 10:30 to 11:45, and then everybody would stand outside and smoke cigarettes and talk and stuff, you know, afterwards. And so I wouldn't even get home until like 1 o'clock in the morning. But it was in this homeless shelter, recovery homeless shelter, and I was sitting in there one night, and I remember this like guy shared that the first, like when he had been sober for a while, but the reason he found that meeting was because you could come into the kitchen, like the kitchen was like where the meeting was, and you could come in there, and he would go into the kitchen, and he would make himself a peanut butter sandwich and have a cup of coffee, because they did have free coffee there. And he was like, that was the only thing that he would eat for an entire day, and then the only warm thing that he would have in his body was this hot cup of coffee that he could have at this meeting. Well, I'm crying because he became a good friend of mine, and he ended up going back out. But when you hear about coffee that way, it doesn't so much just become a cup of coffee anymore, you know what I mean? This thing always stops when I get emotional. So, you know, this and this that I take for granted, you know, that I put money on an app and I just, you know, pay for every day, you know? I mean, a $4 cup of coffee every day becomes a little bit more than just a cup of coffee. There are so many people that are suffering in the world. You know, even like with taking it away from all that, but like even when, you know, just feeling peaceful and calm and serene on a daily basis, when I have so many friends of mine, and I know so many people, and there are so many people in the world that just can't, you know, like, their lives are filled with chaos and toxicity, and that they try really hard not to have, but it's just a constant in their life, you know what I mean? So pretty. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's like, do you see that it's like purplish? Look at that. It's beautiful. It's kind of a weird color going into Halloween, isn't it? So it's so pretty. I think it's nice going into November too, you know, to think a lot about gratitude. I used to see, you know, on like Facebook, I don't hardly ever get on Facebook anymore, but I used to see on Facebook a lot that, you know, people would do like 28 or 30 days of, you know, gratitude, and every day they would like make a gratitude list on Facebook, which I always thought was kind of nice. I remember that I thought it was corny the first time I saw it, but you guys will be, just look at that sky. It's just, I cannot believe it. It's just unbelievable. And I didn't think it would show up on camera, but I'm like turning my thing around to see. You can actually see how beautiful that is. I mean, that is incredible. I wonder what that's about. The sky is like that color right there. My dad used to always say to me, red in the morning, sailors take warning. Red at night, sailors delight. Have you guys ever heard that? I think I've said that on here before. I think I'm gonna get some soup at Whole Foods, and then maybe a piece of cornbread. Alex had stopped by Sarah's on her way downtown, on his way downtown. And so I called there, right, I was talking to him, I called him, and he like put me on a speakerphone, and I was talking to both of them. She was laughing because she had made like soup and he didn't want any of it. And he was like, well, I'm getting ready to go down to dinner. And she was like, do you want any of the soup? And it was like this white bean soup that she had made. And I was like, and she was like, I know if I send it home with him, you won't try it. And I said, send it home with him, I'll try it. And I said, but does it have chicken stock in it? And Alex goes, no, it's all vegetables. And she, because these are the things you have to think about, right, as a vegetarian. And she was like, you know, I think it is chicken stock. And so she was like looking, and she's like, yeah, it's chicken stock. And I was like, sorry, I can't try it. I said, you should make Alex try it. She's like, he won't eat my brownies either. I go, no, he doesn't like, my husband doesn't like chocolate, which I think is weird. Who doesn't like chocolate? But I was gonna find out what, I'm gonna pull in here in a second. Why can't I think of what her name is from the Peanuts? Like, I don't want to have to look it up. I want to just know, because I know as soon as I look it up, I'm gonna be like, Peter, I can't believe you didn't know this. Why can't I think of her name? Linus, Sally, Charlie Brown, Peppermint Patty. Is there a Veronica? It's something like that. Sally. Why can't I? Lucy! Is it Lucy? Oh my God, I think it's Lucy. Lucy and Linus? Is that it? Is it Lucy? Oh, I think it is Lucy, isn't it? What was Peppermint Patty's little friend? What was her name? There was like a Sherman, I think. What was Peppermint Patty's little friend? Marcy. Oh my God, Marcy. How could I forget Marcy? This is my husband calling. Let me take this and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. He was just telling me that he was on his way downtown. So I looked up all the characters. Here they are, all the characters. Linus Van Pelt, It says fictional characters, and it's like Peanuts characters. These are the order that they put them in. Linus Van Pelt, Woodstock. Lucy Van Pelt, so I was right, it was Lucy. It only took me half an hour to come up with that. Snoopy, Pigpen, Little Red-Haired Girl, Charlie Brown, Marcy, Peppermint Patty, Sally Brown, Schroeder, oh, forgot about Schroeder. Patty, there's a Patty and a Peppermint Patty, are they different? Let's see. Patty is a fictional character, a former major character whose roles was reduced in later years. She is often confused with Peppermint Patty, so she's a different Patty. She's a different character. Okay, Shermie, Franklin, Violet, Rerun Van Pelt. I guess that's Lucy and Linus's little brother. The Great Pumpkin, Peggy Jean. Peggy Jean, I don't remember Peggy Jean. Let's see. Peggy Jean, okay. She was the girlfriend of Charlie Brown during the 1990s. Charlie Brown first met her at summer camp in 1990. That's when I graduated from high school. And she appeared intermittently in the strip until mid-1999, a few months before the strip ended. Her last appearance was July 11th, 1999. Frida, oh my God, I forgot about Frida. She's mean. Last appearance was November 22nd, 1985 in Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown No Back, which is actually one of my all-time favorite movies. I love when they watch the movie on the plane, and it's called, Peppermint Patty wants to watch Naughty Marietta, and Snoopy and Woodstock, because they're in first class, they watch The Funny Bunnies or something like that. Frida's character was inspired by his longtime friend, Frida Rich, a local artist whom he met while taking classes at the art instruction schools in Minneapolis, Minnesota. First appearance, March 6, 1961. Okay. And then King Kite-Eating Tree and Charlotte Braun. I don't know Charlotte Braun. And then there's a list of minor characters. We list Biffy Buff, The Cat Next Door, Charlotte Braun, Claire Cormack, Elementary School, Emily Ethan. There's tons. Oh my God. Anyway. So, I went to the post office today and I got 3 cards right here. Halloween cards, which I read. And the first one is from Sue. So thank you, Sue. She sent me a card. She put a very nice little message inside. I love your drama videos. You are awesome. Congrats on sobriety. I crack up at the drama phone. And Jane, I loved your comment on cooking the SATs, huh? Keep up the good work. My daughter loves you too. Love yours, Sue. Beast, she said. So thank you, Sue, for the card. And then, Alex and I also got a card. It was to Alex and I both from Connie, and it says Happy Halloween, and it's boo. Love that. Look at what the, oh my God, that is so pretty outside with the sun or the sky in the background. And then I got this very, very nice personal message, which I'm not going to read inside, but it's this whole card, and it says, blessings for a happy day, a happy time of year. And it says, blessings like the ones you bring to everyone you're near. Happy Thanksgiving. It's a Thanksgiving card. And it's from Allison, and I want to thank Allison for the card. So thank you so much. And then I actually have at home a box of candles and stuff that somebody sent me. So I'll show that either today or tomorrow or one of the next days. This person's wanting to get out of here because they just like raced right in front of me. Okay. Well, I'm not in that big of a hurry. So you just go right ahead. See, I turn on the heat and then I just, woo! Cookies are done. It gets so hot in here. I'm hoping that they have, I'm not really craving chili because tomorrow night I'll be having chili at Melissa's, which means I'll go in there and they'll have vegetarian chili at Whole Foods, which is fine, but I'm really hoping that they have some kind of soup. Their broccoli cheddar vegetarian is like my favorite soup. But if they don't have that, then like tomato would be good too. The last time I wasn't into any of their soups, I wish they'd have something completely different, like curried carrot or something. But the last time I wasn't really into any of their soups, and so I ended up getting this, just like a bunch of like, I got like their vegan macaroni and cheese, which is absolutely delicious from Whole Foods. And I got, what else did I get? I got mushrooms, and I got a couple things. And you guys, it was $18. $8. I could not believe it. I was like, this is ridiculous. But if you're vegan or vegetarian and you go to Whole Foods ever, the vegan mac and cheese on like the deli bar is so delicious. It is so, so, so good. And the little marinated mushrooms are the bomb too. And then they have jalapeno cornbread, which is really good. The thing is, when I eat that stuff, I get full so quick. Every cup ground fresh Circle K coffee. Is that true? How could that be? Oh, I bet it's like one of those machines they have in there. BP has those sometimes too now. Not PP, the Flying Chihuahua. BP. I don't think PP loves the cold weather. I don't think it's his favorite. I should look at Whole Foods and see if they have any like meals for Boo and Tucker that they can eat. PB does not love his dinner, but he doesn't like it because Boo and Tucker get to eat something different, and so he gets jealous that they get to eat something different, I think. And this traffic is crazy right here. What's going on tonight? Nothing. Half price happy hour at Steak and Shake. You can get half price on their milkshakes, and then they show the cookies and cream milkshake. If you've never had Steak and Shake, it is so good. And then Popeyes is 2-piece Tuesdays, $3.99. I didn't love Popeyes chicken back in the day. I've only had it, I think, maybe one time, and I think I got like chicken tenders or something. I don't even remember. But I went through there because I had always heard that it was like the greatest chicken in the entire world. And I'm not a big fan of Kentucky Fried Chicken either. Like, I'll do it, but I don't love it. But I didn't really, like, I was never like a huge well, I won't do it now because I'm a vegetarian, but I was never a huge fan of like fried chicken. And what's really weird about it is Alex doesn't like to eat meat off the bone. So, like, when his mom makes, like, you know, chicken or whatever, like, he won't, like, or certain kinds of steak that have, like, the bone on it. I don't know why he's weird about it, but he doesn't like to eat meat off the bone. He said it reminds him of something when he was a kid. Like, something that they would make when he was a kid and he didn't like. I remember my mom, she loved to eat. Like, she literally would get seconds and thirds and fourths sitting, like, when my aunt would make all this food, like, for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, my mom, everybody else would be up from the table going and doing stuff, and my mom would be sitting there. My aunt was always so sweet. My aunt would sit there with her, and she'd be like, just let her eat. She wants to eat. You know, she's enjoying a good meal, and I would sit there, too, with her sometimes, you know. And my mom would always be like, God, everybody eats so fast. Don't you want seconds and thirds? Because she just loved having a good meal. My mom did, you know. My mom was never, like, super, well, there were points in her life when she was, like, really, really thin, but she never really struggled with her weight. Like, she was never super heavy. Neither one of my parents do. I don't know where I get it. So she could kind of eat what she wanted to eat. But I remember, like, my mom had to eat at her own pace, and she was kind of a slow eater. And she would say that when she was growing up, she had this one uncle, and he would say, he would, like, get really upset with her and my aunt, and, you know, the mommy dearest kind of thing, and you have to eat everything on your plate, and if you don't, then, you know, like, you're not grateful for, like, the food you've been given and all this kind of stuff. And he was, like, mean to my mom about it. Would, like, make her sit in a chair, like, when they stayed with him. Like, she would have to sit in a chair for, like, hours on end if she didn't eat, and she would just cry because, you know, she just was like, she didn't like whatever it was that he made or whatever. And so, like, as she got older, she would say, like, you know, like, when people would start rushing her at, like, a meal or whatever, you could tell she would get real upset, and she'd say, I don't like to be rushed when I'm eating. It's interesting how things like that when we're kids, you know, really affect us as we're adults, too. My dad is a super fast eater. He's a super fast walker, too. Like, I just remember like walking through the hospital with him when he would do rounds when I was a kid, and I could never keep up with him. And I mean, my dad's tall too, so his legs are long, and he would just talk, you know, walk really fast. Plus my dad will like sit down and literally like gobble a meal down in like 3 minutes. He's like one of the fastest eaters in the world. Alex is pretty fast, is a pretty fast eater too. I kind of like to sit and enjoy my meal. I like to actually sit and like watch TV while I'm eating. Dream, oh Donna. Alex is like, why do you keep on singing that song? I'm like, I don't know, and I actually downloaded Donna. I met a girl and Donna was her name. Have you guys ever seen the movie Los Lobos? I love that movie. That's like one of those greats, like Coal Miner's Daughter or Sweet Dreams, about like, you know, Coal Miner's Daughter about Loretta Lynn, or Sweet Dreams by Patsy Cline. Tanya and I love country music, and last night, like on my iTunes on my phone, I just put it on like the genre country music, and it like came on. It was like all these like old songs I had downloaded, you know, like through the years that came up, and it was funny. I don't know what I want to do tomorrow. I need to find out if Liliana's going to do trick-or-treating. And like, well, I mean, I'm sure they are, but like what time? Because if it starts super early, I don't know that I'm going to be able to go over. Last year, Alex and I walked around with Carlos and Carlitos for like a long time. And I can remember like, I think Carlito, like Sebastian went with Carlos and them, and that I can't remember how it went, but I think like Carlos had Sebastian, because I can remember Sebastian like didn't go to all of the houses that Carlitos did, because Carlitos was with his little friends, and they were like, you know, going to house after house after house after house. And but Sebastian's like bigger now, and he can kind of like keep up with Carlitos. So crazy to think he's going to be 4 in January. It's weird, you know, like when you hear, like I can remember my mom, you know, and her friends always being like, it just goes so fast, you know, 1 second, you know, they're 1 and the next second they're graduating from high school. And then you like become an adult and you like get it, right? Like, do you remember like, if you're my age or, you know, a little bit around my age, you'll understand what I'm saying, but like, you know, when you would go to like, when you were a kid and you would go to dinners and see your parents' friends or family members who you hadn't seen in a while, and they'd be like, you're getting so big, I remember when you were this big, you know, and then you become the adult and you're saying that, you know, it's like when Alex and I were showing videos to Carlitos of him dancing, it's like, I can remember when he was just like 2 years old, you know, I can remember him 4 years old and dancing in the kitchen, you know, and it's just crazy to me. It literally seems like it was yesterday to me, you know, and now I can have a conversation with Carlitos, like a real conversation, you know. It's just weird, just so weird. And like now when I see Sebastian and stuff, he's always like, hi Tio Peter. He's so shy though, in comparison to Carlitos. It's gonna be interesting to see. Like Carlitos was always like, you know, front and center, and like a very, you know, he got a lot of attention from a lot of people when he was growing up, because he was the only one, you know. And then Sebastian came along, and Sebastian's just like this moony-eyed dream baby, and he's just very shy, and not, I wouldn't say shy like scared, but like shy, just like he doesn't really say a whole lot. He just always has like this little sweet smile. He is, I don't know, he looks a lot like Liliana, and Carlitos looks like Sebastian, or looks like Carlitos looks like Carlos. They're so well behaved, both of them. And you know, one of the things that's so sweet is that they get along so well. Like they're each other's best friends. I asked Carlitos, I said, now what's your best friend's name? And he said Sebastian. And he had another friend that was named Sebastian. And I said, oh, Sebastian. And he goes, no, my brother Sebastian. He's so sweet. And he's so protective of Sebastian too. It's just so cool to me, you know, that I never thought I would have nephews or, you know, nieces or in-laws. I never thought I'd have a sister or brother-in-law, you know, and I just feel like so blessed to have this amazing family that I'm part of, and it's just cool, you know. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna get my coffee, and then I'm going to, film some videos, I'm sure. And there's not really, I want to have some Halloween stuff playing on in the background, and I think Melissa's stuff isn't till like, well, Alex isn't, you know, he gets done at work tomorrow like 7:38 or something like that. So she was like, yeah, later when everybody gets done with stuff, and Aaron and Eric were saying that they couldn't get over there till later, so I'm sure that nobody's going to go over there at 5 or 6. I need to call Melissa and see what time she wants people over there. And she's always really good about that too. She'll just be like, yeah, come over at, you know, she won't say like, just come over whenever. What my aunt used to always say, just come over whenever, you know, people would literally come over whenever. Melissa will be like, yeah, I won't be ready until like 7. So that means don't come until 7:15, you know what I mean? Which I appreciate that in people, because then I know like exactly, you know, when to go show up somewhere. Kind of perfect Halloween weather, honestly. Now we just have to have a white Christmas. That's the next thing, a white Christmas, and I will be perfectly happy. Why my hand has been hurting. It's been like just like 2 days, but of course I always freak when anything, you know. I will say this though, like my head has felt pretty good the last couple days. It hurt that one day in Miami, but then other than that, my head has felt good. Especially with it being kind of rainy and stuff tonight, it's interesting that like my head doesn't hurt, you know, really bad, but it doesn't. So I met a girl. If I ever had a movie made about my life, I would have to have that song Donna in there. I just don't know how I would fit it in. How would that fit? Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to go in here to Whole Foods. When I come out, I will show you what I got, which I'm sure will be so exciting for you. You'll be like, please, please do not. You have to show us, you know. Have you guys ever been in Whole Foods? Should I take my camera in and show you guys? Oh my God. You're probably like, we could care less about Whole Foods. Some people call it Whole Paycheck because it's so expensive, which it really is expensive. Do you know what kind of sounds good? Are Brussels sprouts. I don't know why. Sometimes they have stuff like that on their, sometimes they have stuff like that on their deli bar. So when I come back, I will show you guys what I got. I will be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Did you guys want to see what I got? I got the healthiest dinner in the entire world. Well, first of all, I got 2 organic lemonades. My whole dinner came to $24, which is mightily expensive. And then I got a piece of this jalapeno cornbread. Do you see it? Oh my God, it's so delicious. This was $1.70. And then this is my meal that I got here. I'm gonna see if you can see it, everything. This is my meal that I got from the deli. Everything that I got is vegan. Can you believe it? Okay. Can you see it? So this is vegan spiced corn stuffing. This is vegan macaroni and cheese. All starches. This is vegan vegan mashed potatoes with vegan mushroom gravy. And then they have Brussels sprouts. And then these vegan mushrooms, which I love. Should I try one of the Brussels sprouts since I said I was... They're not that great. I mean, always the 100% honest reviews, right? They were not that great. But the macaroni and cheese is that great. So then what I do is I put my cornbread on there so that it gets a little warm before I get home to eat it. Yeah. And there is my dinner. Whew. All right. It was crowded in there at the deli area. Somebody even said, is it like half price or something? Is it clearance hour or something like that? Because there were so many people that were up there. Oh my God, Target is packed. I wonder why Target is so busy tonight. People probably buying Halloween candy and Halloween costumes and stuff. Tanya said, she was like, if you want to get a fountain pop later, let me know. We should go up into the Meijer and look at all the Halloween stuff before it's gone. Since we really haven't done that. Pretty soon, we'll be going through the John Deere place looking at the Halloween lights again. God, I can't believe that it's time to look at the Halloween light, or the Halloween lights, the Christmas lights at John Deere again. It seems weird that it's time for that. But it is. Seems like it was just yesterday that I was going through the Halloween, or I keep on saying the Halloween lights, the Christmas lights. I'm gonna take my cards inside. The dogs did not want to do anything outside because it was raining today. They didn't want to be outside in the rain at all. And then they kind of like, Boo and Tucker won't do anything unless Pee-Pee does it. And so Pee-Pee finally went out into the yard. And then Boo and Tucker went out. Well, Boo follows Pee-Pee. But Tucker didn't want to go out into the yard because he only like will walk on like pavement. So then I could tell that he had to like poop or something. But he didn't want to walk off into the grass because the grass was wet. And our walkway where we have like the mulch and stuff, it was wet too. He really doesn't like going in there. I don't know why. I think that like I think Tucker might be allergic to grass because sometimes even outside and back, he'll walk like all along the edge and down. Like he really doesn't like just like walking in the middle of the grass. Like he sometimes even has to be coaxed into it. Like in spring and summer, it like takes a while to get in there. Until he's kind of like comfortable going out there, but he doesn't really like doing it. See, I have to turn the heat up to like clean off my windshield, and then when I clean off my windshield, then it's hot in here. Oh no, what is? The whole thing is so weird. I told Tanya, I said I need some of those Mrs. June's cleaning cloths for my windshield. You know this pumpkin spice latte that I got, it's called the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. If you want to know how to make it, go over to my review channel. But you know it has to be pretty good since I drank literally like the whole thing. Look, it's like all gone. I mean, almost all gone. I don't want to pour it out into my lap. But it really is pretty good. Well, listen, I'm going to get off here now so I can go home and eat my dinner and relax for the night. I'm gonna put a Halloween movie on. I don't know what I'm gonna put on tonight. I'm kind of like over Hocus Pocus, so I gotta find something. Maybe Children of the Corn. That movie always scares me so much. I want to watch it by myself. But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing Halloween, or if you don't celebrate Halloween, I hope you're having an amazing Thursday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Life is short. This is not a dress rehearsal. Do something fun today. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Go out. Wear a costume today. Why not? I probably won't wear a costume on Halloween because I already kind of did a costume. Did I? But anyway, yeah, well, I mean, I wore a skeleton shirt, that counts. So anyway, I was like having to think back. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you believe that about yourself, that you love yourself. I love you. You are important and you are valuable. Do positive affirmations on yourself every single day. They really, really do help. And if you haven't ever started doing a gratitude list, like I was talking about earlier, you know, like, well, I think maybe I was talking about it on my Peterisms channel today. Do a gratitude list. Really, you know, it's a gift to yourself to do a gratitude list every single day and start your day off finding some peace and serenity in your life, and it really makes a difference. Most importantly, make sure that you find somebody today to pass on how much they mean to you and let them know how important they are to you in your life. And you guys are important to me, and it really means a lot to me that you watch my videos every day. I appreciate it. I love you guys, and I hope you're having a happy Halloween, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Well, I did it again. I slept straight through the night. It is currently 6:08 a.m. on Saturday, so this is Friday's vlog. But I feel really rested, so the reason why it's a problem is not so much that I'm getting up at 6 a.m. and filming my vlog, which I'm sure is strange to a lot of people, but it's not strange to me. Actually, I saw my neighbor yesterday, my new neighbor that moved in. She was like, "You have kind of crazy hours," and I said, "Yeah," and she knew that I like make videos for YouTube, and I was explaining to her what I do, and I said, you know, sometimes I like to go to sleep with Alex, and so like I'll go to sleep with Alex, and then I'll wake up and be like, oh my god, I forgot, you know, I still have to go vlog, and so I'll go outside and I'll vlog and whatever. And she was like, that's so much fun that you get to do that. And I was like, yeah, I love it, you know. So anyway, it wouldn't really be a problem today because I would go back home and maybe go back to sleep for a couple hours, although I'm weirdly like awake. And I think the reason is because I literally got 7+ hours of sleep. I slept straight through the night. I mean, I was out. I remember like Alex and he like put his hand across my chest, and we were like talking about today or Saturday, and I turned like, and I was like, good night, babe, love you. And I like turned over and I was out. Like, I don't remember anything after that. And he was on his phone when I told him good night. So, it is cold in Indianapolis. It is 30 degrees. Oh, but the reason why, like it usually wouldn't matter, but today it does, is because today is Carlitos' birthday party, which is at 2 p.m. And I'm meeting Alex there because he has like work stuff he has to do today. And then I got some water before I left. I was so thirsty for water. You know, and of course I want to make videos and stuff. So we've got to figure out a time to do that because we're apparently going to his birthday party at 2 o'clock. I'm sure that will probably go 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we're supposed to go back over to Carlos and Liliana's for like, to hang out and do like birthday cake or something over there. So it'll end up being this very long deal. Well, I also have my audiobook that I have to listen to. And so my plan had been to really drive around tonight, Saturday night, and listen to like 4 hours of it. That had been my plan, to listen to 4 hours on Saturday night and 4 hours on Friday night, sorry, and 4 hours on Saturday night, and then have the whole thing done. I know there are some people that are like so confused right now, like what day it is and whatever, watching this. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's like Janis Joplin said, it's all the same effing day, man. But you know, like, I was gonna listen to 4 hours on Friday night. I was gonna get my vlog done early, and then, because that's why I laid down at like 10:30 and something like that, and I was gonna lay down from 10:30 to like 11:30, I think is when I set my alarm, and then get up, and I was gonna vlog from like 11:30 to 12:30, and then I was going to listen to my audiobook till like 4:30 in the morning. And then tonight, I was gonna listen to like another 4 hours throughout the day, and then I'd have the book done. Well, now I've screwed myself because it is the day before the live stream. We may have to move the live stream. I just don't know how I'm possibly gonna get this book done in 24 hours. I don't know, I need to talk to Mel about it today. I mean, it's not like it's a huge ordeal. There's only like 30 people that come to the live stream, which is great, you know. I mean, I've never in a million years thought I'd ever have a book club that had that, you know, 30 to 50 people that attend. Here's my coffee lip balm. There's like 2,000 people that are active, like, well, 2,000 people in the book club. And of course, not everybody reads the book every month, but there's quite a few people that read the book that just don't come to the live stream. I would do the live streams on YouTube since I figured that out. But last time we guested a bunch of people. That water tastes so good. But last time we guested a bunch of people. And I want to be able to do that again, and you cannot do that on YouTube Live anymore. Plus, I can kind of like moderate what's going on a little bit easier. The fact that it's smaller, I don't know, keeps it just a little bit nicer. So, because it doesn't go so fast, you know. So that's supposed to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. I'm gonna have to talk to her today and see what we're gonna do. I don't want to go into it just not having finished the book. I like the book. I just don't know that there's any way that I can possibly get it done. That means I have to listen to 9 hours in 24 hours. I just don't know that there's any possible way that I can get that done. So anyway, but I had kind of planned that on Saturday I wasn't sure that I was going to make videos anyway because of Carlitos' birthday party, and I just kind of wanted to be with family and stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I'll just take the day. But on Friday, because I was so busy, I had like all this sobriety stuff to do on Friday. I was like, I had like this commitment in the early evening, and then I was had to meet with a friend of mine in the afternoon. I was like, well, maybe, but I ended up making videos on Friday. So, okay, what did I do? I got up, and like I said, this vlog, did I say this already? This vlog is not going to be super long. It just can't be, you guys, today, because I have too many things. I'm on my way currently, well, I'm in the direction of, whenever I finish vlogging, I'll probably go in there and do it. I'm in the direction of going to get Carlitos' birthday present. Alex already got him something. He got him a bunch of Spider-Man stuff, apparently, when he was at Target. So Alex got off work yesterday, and he went over and picked up Sarah, and then they went to Target, and he bought Carlitos' birthday present. He was gonna get it from both of us, but I was like, no, I want to get him something too. So when he was there, he FaceTimed Carlitos and like was showing him stuff, and I was like, well, that makes it real exciting for the kids. So he got him like the Spider-Man stuff. He really wants a remote control car, so I think I'm gonna get him a remote control car is what I'm gonna do. people are up and early at Denny's this morning. So yeah, that's the direction I'm going in. But anyway, what was I gonna say? So this is gonna have to be a short vlog today. I got up on Friday and I'm trying to think of what I did. Oh, like I got up and I took the dogs out, gave PP his medication, and then I had to like leave and get out of the house because I had to go meet up with my friend. And so I went and met up with my friend for coffee. And then I had a bunch of errands to run after that. My day seemed to go so quick because I didn't leave there until like 3, and then I had to be at this recovery commitment thing at 5, and so it was like my day went super fast. I came home in between and I filmed. Did I do it afterwards or before? No, I did it afterwards. So like I'm just saying, it was like an hour long. It's like an hour and a half long, and then I got home about 6:45, and I filmed a video for my Peter Mon channel, and then I filmed a video for my Peterisms channel, and I wanted to do a review video, but I didn't get to it. And not enough hours in the day. That's how I feel. I was thinking about this yesterday because I announced my book and my Peterisms channel so I'm going to start doing this like every month on my Peterisms channel. I'm going to read a book. There's going to be like, it's like kind of like a read along, not necessarily like a book club, but like a read along, self-help or motivational book. And so for November, I'm reading The 4 Agreements, and by Don Miguel Ruiz. I've never read it before. I heard it was fantastic. And but I was thinking about like how in my life I've had people like criticize me and be like, you're always starting things, you're always like new ideas, and you sometimes like don't like your ideas never come to fruition, but a lot of times they do. A lot of my ideas that I've started, like a book club or like a vlog or whatever, have taken on a life of their own, or YouTube. When I started doing YouTube on BookTube, that was like when I was committed to like posting regularly. I never thought, I never in a million years thought that it would turn into this, where it literally became my life. I just really had no idea. And that was just 3.5 years ago. So it's crazy how, much your life can change in such a short amount of time. I posted this picture yesterday on my Instagram, and I was like, can't wait to be back. It was like from Miami, and I was like, can't wait to be back in Miami, or be back in Miami next week or something. Will be our second home, hopefully very soon or something. Oh my God, I got so many people from like my personal life that called me and was like, are you moving? Did you not tell us something? Blah, 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 whatever. Like Melissa texted me and she was like, are you moving to Miami? What's going on? I was like, Melissa, we were just at your house last night. Don't you think we would have told you? And, but we have kind of been on the down low looking at houses, and it's been very exciting. We have some areas picked. And we kind of did anyway, that we, like, areas that we were looking at. I would love to be right in South Beach, but that's just not realistic. It's just too expensive. And as much as I like that Brickell area, which is one of the areas that we looked at, I just don't know that we can afford that. Like, I just think, I just don't want to be house poor for a second home, that we're not going to be in all the time. And it's not really in an area that you could Airbnb it. I mean, you could, but I don't know that. I don't know. And that's not really what I want to do with a place anyway. Like, if I have my own second place, like, I want to have my own second place that I can go to whenever I want. But so anyway, yeah, I don't think I really want to say a whole lot more about that right now. But we are seriously starting to look at some places. The other thing is that we would never move completely from Indianapolis. We would go back and forth. PP had a great day today. He was weird. I don't know if maybe it's the weather and now he's used to it or what, but he woke up today and what is this sandwich called? It says, is it called the Pilgrim? And it's like all turkey. The Pilgrim, it is. And it's like, oh, a Thanksgiving feast in every bite, and it's cranberry sauce and turkey and at the Get Go gas station. They should sponsor my channel, the Get Go, for me sending people to go eat their Thanksgiving feast sandwich. See, that's like something that sounds good if I wasn't a vegetarian. But like turkey almost sounds worse to me though than a cheeseburger, in all honesty. PB did great today. I think he coughed like once the entire day, and he was super active, and he was running around in the backyard. I don't know if maybe he's just, now it's 34 degrees, that's so weird. Maybe he is just used to the weather. I think what happened was the night before I had felt bad for him because he just seemed so hungry, and he doesn't like that food. So I gave him like a huge plate of Boo and Tucker's food, and he literally ate it down in like 2 seconds. And I think it just made him sick. I think like he was like, his little stomach couldn't handle it, and I thought I was doing something right, you know. He just hates that food that he eats. Like, he hates it. Like, tonight we put it down, and he wouldn't eat it. And you know what was so funny was, I stood in the kitchen finally, and I was like, PP, I was like, that food is perfectly fine. You need to eat your food, PP. And he looked up at me, and then he started eating the food. When I stood right there, he ate it. Like, ate it. And, like, not like just nibbled around it, but like he ate it. But then he did that for like 5 minutes, and then he looked up at me and he like walked away. And like half the plate was left. I was like, damn it, baby. You know, and our vet had always said, she said, I would rather have a lean dog with heart disease than a heavy dog with heart disease. So, you know, she's always happy with his weight, but I don't want him to get thin. Like, I don't want him, you know. And PP's never been heavy, and he's never been super thin. So, but he's doing much better today. He was running around the backyard and chasing his brothers, and then I had to, like, he's so funny. At one point, like, Boo and Tucker came inside, and I was like, PP! I was like, come on, PP, let's go inside, let's have treats. And he just, like, looked at me. And so I, like, walked inside, and I was, like, doing some other stuff, and I came back out there, because, like, he just walked around the backyard, and I go, PP, I go, come on, we gotta have treats, let's go. And he just, like, stopped and looked at me, and then he kept on, like, sniffing the grass. So I let him keep on walking around. I went back out there like 3 or 4 minutes later. And I go, PP, I go, you better come on. And he just stopped and looked at me, and I go, okay, I guess no treats then. And he came like running inside. It was so funny. It's so weird, you know, like Alex said to me yesterday, he said, I'm starting to worry that maybe PP is starting to wind down. You know, that because like a lot of what we've read, I need to stay off those articles, but like, my vet always tells me that. She's like, every situation is completely different. Do not read articles about that stuff. But, you know, they'll say, oh, dogs with heart disease start to wind down and they get real lethargic at the end and they lose their appetite. You know, it's like, so I pick, you know, and choose symptoms that PP has and put them all together and basically say, well, it's over, you know. And then I get real worried and real stressed out. And so Alex was like, yesterday, he was like, because PP just didn't seem himself at all. And he was like, I think maybe he's starting to wind down. And Alex got real upset. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready for this. You know, I'm just not. I'm not ready for my life to change that drastically, I guess. And, I mean, we don't have any control, you know, over when pets go. I get so many, you know, comments in the comment sections from you guys. It just breaks my heart for you when you're like, oh, my, you know, I lost my dog today, or, and I always feel so horrible for you guys, you know. And I mean, I know it's a part of of life, you know, but so anyway, I was worried I was going to wake up and he was going to be 10 times worse than he had been on Thursday, but that wasn't the case. So he was 100% better, and I was very happy about it. And he's doing good this morning because right before I left, I took them out, and he just leaped off the bed to go outside, and I took him outside, and then I gave him his morning medicine and stuff, so. Anyway, I was singing that Donna song for Alex. I was like, oh, Donna. He was like, I was like, do you know that song? He was like, no. And I'd actually downloaded it like a couple weeks ago, and so I have it like on my iPad, or what do you call it when it's in your phone? Just your iTunes? Is that what you call it? Just your iTunes? I was like, here, I'm gonna play it for you. He was not impressed, and I was standing up and I was like swaying it, and I was using it as like a microphone, and I had a girl and I was her name. But my favorite part of this song, what's my favorite part? Well, it's not till the very end. I didn't realize it until I was listening to the song. It's like the last 30 seconds. So then I was like, do you know Richie Valens? And he was like, didn't he die in a plane? And I go, is that all you know, about Richie Valens? And he goes, well, what do you know? And I go, didn't you see the movie? And he goes, what movie? And then I couldn't remember what the movie was called, you guys, and I had to like look it up. And I couldn't remember it, and I looked up Richie Valens movies. Well, apparently, to my idiocy, Richie Valens was like in a ton of movies, like in the 50s or 60s or whatever, you know, like Elvis was. And so it pulled up all of those movies, and I was like, what was that? And then all of a sudden it pulled up Lou Diamond Phillips' picture, and I was like, yes, Lou Diamond Phillips, that's who it is. And it was La Bamba, and I had totally forgot that it was da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, la-la-la-la-la-la Bamba. So I said to Alex, this is truly what it is like living with me, just so you know. So for you 14 haters that dislike my video every day, this is what it would be like for you all the time. But anyway, I was like, do you know that movie? And he was like, what movie? And I was like, la 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 Bamba. I know I missed or added a few laws in there. But anyway, I hope I got one of my haters to at least smile just a little bit, because y'all are so bitter. But anyway, better! He said, of course I know that movie. I go, well, you don't know Donna. He goes, well, who's Donna? And I go, Donna was his girlfriend in the movie. He goes, he died in a plane accident. I go, I know he died in a plane accident, Alex, but he had a girlfriend, her name was Donna, and he wrote a song for her. Was she his wife or something? I can see her in the movie. Whatever happened to Lou Diamond Phillips? So Alex and I tonight, I got done with my videos. He came home. I did not start my diet today. I'm sure it's a real surprise to people. and I'm real let down over it. But anyway, I was like, well, maybe Monday. Anyway, maybe Monday in June. I mean, it's just a joke, isn't it? So anyway, I got food, not healthy food either. I got Burger King. And so anyway, and sat there and ate, and he had all this chili, and we watched both episodes, the last 2 episodes of American Horror Story that we hadn't watched. It's so still on the, I was at the end and didn't even know it. It's so still on the lake this morning. But we watched both episodes of American Horror Story that we hadn't seen, and yeah, it was good. I might have gotten Burger King and a Crunchwrap Supreme. A Black Bean Crunchwrap Supreme. And my husband might have had several bowls of chili and 2 cookies from Melissa's. Look, it was Friday night. Anyway. So, yeah, so we watched American Horror Story. I'm trying to think what the episodes were. They were good. It just doesn't seem very cohesive to me this season. I'll have to say, this is one of the seasons, American Horror Story. It's called 1984 if you're not watching it. And it's basically like modeled after like 80s horror movie, of which you know I love. And like, I was really excited about it when it started, and I'm not excited about it now. Like, it's okay. Like, I enjoy watching it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy having a show together that Alex and I watch. He really doesn't like the season, and but I'm just not that excited about it. I just don't think it's that good. I find myself talking about other stuff. Like, we were sitting there, we both love Billie Lourdes, I think is her name. And so he was like, he said something about her tonight. And I said, I love her. I said, she's fantastic. She was in Scream Queens too. And he was like, she just came out of nowhere. And I said, she's one of the richest women in Hollywood. And he goes, what? And I go, she's one of the richest women in Hollywood. And he said, we have this argument every time, he forgets who she is. And he goes, from doing Scream Queens in this show, no, she's not. And I go, her mother was Carrie Fisher, and her grandma was Debbie Reynolds. I don't know why I can always never remember it's Debbie Reynolds. And I said, I think she and her brother split the inheritance or something like that. Or she and Carrie Fisher's brother split the inheritance or something like that. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. I go, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia from Star Wars. He's like, I know. He was so cute tonight. Alex had all the dogs around him. But then because all the dogs, Boo and Tucker were like right together. It was so cute. But because so he sits down, and then he puts the blanket over his lap. And then the dogs like all sit on the blanket around him. But then he thinks that is a reason to have me go get him things. So he was like, I have some sprees in there. But he said they were sweet tarts. He was like, I have some sweet tarts in there. Can you get those for me? And I went in there. And I was like, you mean sprees? He was like, yeah, sprees. Can you give me my sprees? I was like, yeah, sure. Then he was like, can you give me another blanket? Like, is there anything else you want me to do? Because you can't get up. He's like, I have the dogs. He kept on going, I have the dogs. Oh, man. I met a girl. Oh, that's my favorite part where it goes, oh, Jana. But that's at the very end, in case you want to know. It's like literally in the last 30 seconds. We went to a friend's house the other night that's like up the street, and we came from the other way, like down here, coming this way, and I never go down there. Like, I always turn around in this church, which is like out in the middle of nowhere anyway. If you live in Indianapolis, I'm in Oaklandon right now, which I have no reason to drive to Oaklandon, right? It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So, but it's like the backside of Geist, which is where I grew up. So if you go down here, there's like a gas station and like strip malls and stuff like that. So we came from that direction and we were going over here, and Alex said something about where, he goes, oh, I know where we are now. He was like, you know, me and so-and-so used to go to lunch over here all the time because Alex used to do a bunch of work stuff over here. And I was like, oh yeah. And all of a sudden we passed this church and I was like, that's that church that I turn around in all the time. It's at 800. The street is 800. Like 800 North or something. I can't see what it says. 800 Northwest or something. And I thought it said Boo on it. I was like, oh my God, it's Boo Street. That's so hilarious. And all of the corn is gone out here. Whenever I tell Alex that, like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I vlog out here. And he'll be like, you vlog out here? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you come out all the way out here and vlog. And I'm like, yeah, where do you think I vlog? Around our neighborhood? Like 200 times or something? I just got the biggest craving for a Dr. Pepper. I don't even know why. Doesn't that sound so good though right now, Dr. Pepper? You're probably like, no. Why would you just randomly think of that? Because I do. It sounds delicious to me. I want to get a bunch of Christmas candles and Christmas stuff. I don't know when I want to put up the Christmas decorations this year. Well, really, it's just my little tree. But I might buy some other things this year and put it up too. But I don't want the house to be too cluttered. Although the other day I said to Alex, did he bring it up or did I bring it up? Because we were talking about getting new sheets. I love that comforter. I love so much. We might need to get like another one in a different color or something, so that when we clean them, we can just put the new one on. But he said, I was thinking about getting some new sheets, and I said, do you want to get another pair of sheets? Because I really liked that brand of jersey sheets I got. And that's what I meant. And he was like, yeah, do you want to get flannel? And I go, flannel? And he was like, I haven't had flannel sheets in forever, but I like flannel looking sheets that are jersey, you know? And he was like, yeah, you know, and because I had said to him, I said to him like a month or two ago, like, could we get some flannel sheets? So I like how they look, and I think they're cute and masculine and stuff. And he was like, yeah, he was like, we can get some flannel sheets. And then the other day he like mentioned it. He was like, are we going to get the flannel sheets? And I was like, well, we can. I can't believe that, like, I don't know what just made me think of this, that like every day of my dad's life, like he's been up for like 2 hours already. Like, I know if I went to my dad's house right now, like he would have like read the newspaper, had like his first 2 cups of coffee for the day, and be like completely showered and dressed for the day, even on a Saturday. My dad was never like the type that, like, when he went into work, my dad is a super sharp dresser. And when I was a kid, he like went to Chicago and he got his suits from this store called Mark Shale in Chicago. And my dad always wore the coolest suits. Like, in the winter, I just remember he had the most beautiful suits, and they were like, you know, all these tweeds and, you know, and then he would have just really pretty ties, and he always just looked like a college professor, you know, at Yale or something like that. And he wears little round rim glasses and stuff. And so anyway, my dad loves clothes, and he's just, but like those kind of clothes, you know, he's just a sharp dresser. But you know how like some people, like I can remember like when I was talking to Caroline, my cousin Caroline, about her dad, my Uncle Dave, And she would say, you know, Dad, every day, no matter what, he gets up and he puts on like khakis and like a button-down collared shirt, you know? Well, that is not my dad. That is not my dad. My dad is very much, like he gets up every day and takes a shower. He like gets up, reads the paper. My dad reads like every day, like the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, every single day. And drinks his coffee. And then probably read some other book. My dad's always reading some obscure book about something that you would never, he goes to the bookstore and he buys like, he only reads nonfiction, and he buys like, you know, 5 or 10 books on topics that you have never heard of before about things. He just reads everything random. So when we go and see him, he's always telling us about, you know, something completely random about like, this religious organization, you know, in this island that nobody's ever heard of. Not religious organization, but religious group or whatever, you know, or it'll be about a certain way to like, you know, make tea or some animal that's extinct or something. He's always reading about all these like just really random things. But anyway, but like on the weekends, my dad would get up, you know, and he would, showered and ready, but he would always just like in the summer, you know, put on like shorts and a t-shirt. My dad always, so this idea of me collecting t-shirts wherever I go, my dad did it. And it wasn't so much like a thing that he collected. I wouldn't say that he collected them. He just always bought t-shirts wherever he went. So like, you know, my entire childhood was filled with my dad. My dad has worn Patagonia since I can remember. And he always would wear these like grayish or khaki Patagonia shorts that were kind of like mid-thigh. But they were like sailor shorts. Because, you know, my dad always was on a boat. And because he had his own sailboat, and then he just was always on sailboats. He did like a lot of like medical missionary work on sailboats and stuff like that. So then he would have a t-shirt on top of it that would say like Honduras or, you know, St. Thomas or something, you know. He had all these t-shirts, mostly from like the Caribbean, that he would wear. And that he would get grabbed in the airport or whatever, or some bar that, you know, like restaurant, like in these places. My dad was like such a cool guy. He, and you know, he was single for a long time too, and he really enjoyed, I think, being single. And I mean, he enjoys being with my stepmom, but I think the time that he was single, he enjoyed it because every winter, it would scare my mom to death. This was after they were separated, but he would go to Banff, Alberta, Canada. I think that's correct. And he would hike in the Canadian Rockies by himself. I have several t-shirts from when I was a kid that said Banff on them, and he did too. But he would hike there when he was a kid, or when I was a kid, by himself. He would go up there for like 2 or 3 weeks. He actually dated this girl for a while that he met up there, and she was from Australia. She was from New Zealand, and she was like one of the editors on the movie The Man from Snowy River. But anyway, she was like a world traveler. That was before like people just had like a backpack and traveled, I remember. He was so excited. She came to like visit. She stayed for like an extended period of time, and we like watched that movie, which I don't think I ever really understood. But anyway, and at the very end, her name was in the credits. But my dad, that was when he did a lot of traveling like that. That's when he did like a lot of the medical work, like in Honduras and places like that. My mom would be like, I can't believe that he's taking all these risks. That was when he went to the US Open. So, okay. My dad, so I come from a big tennis family. Like, my family loves tennis. So my dad went to the US Open one year, but he wanted to get like courtside. So he made up these, he bought a huge, my dad loves cameras, he always has. And so he had just bought this brand new Nikon camera, I think it was. And he had this like huge, what do you call it? Like neck thing. It was like this big, you know? And it was like one of these, it was like, this is in the 70s. This was like 78, right? And it was like, it looked like a camera strap, but that was like woven, like hippie woven, you know what I mean? It was very artsy and colorful. And he like grew a beard out so that he looked like just some like random photographer that was like, you know, and then he had these like jean cutoff shorts on, and like he has pictures of himself at his house, like, okay, and like these huge tube socks pulled up, and then he had on like just some t-shirt that said like St. Thomas or something on it, and he went with this huge camera, and he literally, I mean, this is back in the day, like today you couldn't do it probably, you know, but that he made this like some, I can't, like Sports Illustrated or something like that. He made a press pass and laminated it. He laminated it and everything, and he went there and got courtside and literally got pictures of these guys courtside and at the US Open in New York City, and has pictures of him like, you know, down on one like, you know, knee like this, like taking pictures and stuff that people took of him. That's so funny that my dad did that. My dad is somebody that is like totally unafraid. Like he is unafraid and really, and we talk a lot about this word unbothered. Like he is really unbothered. Like it's funny how it has changed for him though over time. Like when I was younger, you know, like he would get really incensed is not really the word, but like, you know, if you told him something, he would get kind of heated about it. Not really heated, but like, okay, this isn't okay, and blah, blah, blah. He just isn't like that today. Like, if you tell him something, you know, he's just like, he just kind of laughs, you know, he's like, okay, you know, like, he just doesn't give things any time or energy that he doesn't care about, if that makes sense. Like, he loves his dog, he loves my stepmom, he loves me, he loves Alex, he loves the house, he loves being on the water, he loves his work. Other than that, he loves to read, he loves to travel. Other than that, he doesn't pay it a whole lot of attention. He just doesn't, you know? My jaw is hurting, I don't know why. Boo Radley is always the last dog to wake up, usually. Well, Pee-Pee has been the last couple days, but Boo Radley usually is. And Tucker's always the first one to wake up. But tonight, Boo Radley, I had to wake him up to take them outside. And Boo Radley was crying while he was dreaming. He was like, you know, running in his sleep, and he was like, Well, it was so cute. What do you think dogs dream of? Do you think they just dream of like running outside or chasing birds or eating snacks? Or when you think about the fact that like our dogs or cats or pets or whatever, they know us, and they kind of recognize probably some people on the street or friends that, or family that we have that come by, and that's the limitation of their world, you know? Although, like, as much as dogs seem to understand, I really think they understand a lot more than we give them credit for. I also think that dogs watch TV. I don't think they understand it, but I think they actually can see images. Like, I was reading something, and it said a long time ago, and it said that dogs can't see, like, the images that are on a TV. And then I read something recently. Is that a new strip mall? What is that? What is that? Oh, I've got to go see what this is. Is this a Tide Cleaners drive-thru? What is that? I want to go there. I might have to try that for my review channel. But, then I read something recently and it said that dogs do know what is, this is like a brand new thing. It's kind of back here and kind of hard to get to though. That they do know, like when they're watching TV, what they're seeing. Which is funny because like our dogs watch TV. Boo Radley has no clue what's on that TV. But PP kind of watches it and he kind of goes like this and watches it, you know? Tide cleaners. I don't get it. Drive-through entrance. Do you think it's like you drop your clothes off? It's gotta be. I'm gonna look it up because I wanna know. I wanna know if she really loves me. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Dry cleaning and laundry. Wash and fold. Tide Cleaners planning to open 5 indie area franchises. Why can't I get to the article? I don't want to leave a comment. It says you must be logged in to leave a comment. I don't care to be I don't care. I just want to read the article. What's the problem? Tide Cleaners provides personalized washing, folding, dry cleaning, and alterations. The future of laundry care, brought to you by America's #1 trusted brand. What are people going back to all of that? Like, oh, there's a little dog park in there. How cute is that by that apartment complex? But I will tell you what's funny is, it seems like it was so long ago that we didn't have a washer and dryer. Do you remember that period of time that we didn't have a washer and dryer? And we had to go to the laundromat, which I quite frankly loved going to the laundromat. Nowadays, it seems like, well, I don't right now because our washer and dryer is so fast that like, I put a load of wash in and then I get it done and then that's it. But it seems like I do a load of wash like every single day. I do something. Whether it's towels and linens. I need to do towels. We have so many towels though. We don't have so many towels to clean. We have so many towels, period. So like we clean them and then we put them, you know, away. And then we have more towels that we bring out because we always buy towels. It seems like whenever there's like a sale like on nice towels, like, well, Alex is good about that, about buying towels. I usually buy like the bedding and he buys towels. So yeah. But I used to like always, like once we got the washer and dryer, I would always have something in the washer or the dryer and, you know, be like running it. I don't so much. I wonder if that place is open, that Rise place. It's interesting to me that a lot of these like brunch places are not open at 5 till 7 on Saturday morning. I'm really kind of surprised by that. I think Patachou's open by now. It's at the end and I didn't know it. I said this was going to be short, and look, it ended up being long. I'm awake now. I don't think that I'm going to be able to go back to bed, which is fine, because then I can just make my videos for the day that I want to make and stuff. But, part of the problem is I don't know what I'm going to make my videos about just yet. Well, I could drive around and listen to my audiobook. God knows I need to do that, so. What is with all this crazy construction? Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off here now and just make this a little bit shorter, and I'll try to vlog longer tomorrow, you guys. Oh my God, this huge detour. What does it say? I'm gonna go this way because I don't know how to go that way around. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here now and listen to, I guess, my audiobook. I want to get a Dr. Pepper. And I've got to go. Oh, I've got to buy Carlitos' birthday present. I still have to go do that. So anyway, I'm gonna go to the Meijer and do that. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Enjoy your day. Make the most of it. Do something today. Are you kidding me? This road is closed too. I feel like I'm stuck in a Twilight Zone. Anyway, do something today. Road closed to through traffic. Do something today that that you're gonna look back on and be proud of, or happy that you did. You're exchanging a day of your life for it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And make sure that you look in yourself in the mirror. Back up. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say to yourself, I love you, you are valuable, you are important. Important. And you allow yourself to know your own self-value and your own self-worth. You gotta start telling ourselves that on a daily basis. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know that they are important to you. Live your life with compassion, love, and kindness. And I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!